We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it possible for us to converge here once again in order to continue our class on the book تلخيص صفة صلاة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من التكبير إلى التسليم كأنك تراها of Sheikh Muhammad Nasiruddin Al-Albani. We ask Allah Ta'ala to reward him abundantly for this great effort, and we also ask Allah Ta'ala to have mercy upon him. Today is the night of Friday, which is the 1st of Sha'aban, 1446 years after the migration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which coincides with the 30th of January 2024 according to the Gregorian calendar. In our last class, according to my own copy, we stopped at page number 20. So inshallah we are going to continue from page number 21. Page number 21. Inshallah, I'm going to tell us the reason why I came late after the class. Qira'atul Fatihati fi kulli rak'atin. The recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha in every rak'ah. The reason why Sheikh actually made this particular topic or made this particular heading is because there are some of the scholars who are of the opinion that it suffices you to recite Fatiha in one of the rak'at, not all the what? The rak'at. So Sheikh wants us to understand that the pillar nature of Surah Al-Fatiha is not confined to what? A rak'ah alone. Rather, it confined to it encompasses the entire prayer in its entirety. So every rak'ah you must recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Sheikh said, وَتَجِبُ قِرَاءَةُ الْفَاتِحَةِ فِي كُلِّ رَكَعَةٍ. The recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha is obligatory in what? Each rak'ah. Not every rak'ah. I want to use the word each. So please, let us change the translation of the heading. The recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha in each rak'ah. Do we understand? وَتَجِبُ قِرَاءَةُ الْفَاتِحَةِ فِي كُلِّ رَكَعَةٍ. The recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha is obligatory in what? Each rak'ah. That means if we are observing 4 rak'ah prayer, like what? Zuhr prayer, we must recite Surah Al-Fatiha in the first rak'ah. We must recite Surah Al-Fatiha in the what? Second rak'ah, the third, and what? What is the reason? La salata liman lam yaqra bi fatihati al-kitab. What is there any rak'ah among the rak'ah that is what makes up Zuhr prayer? What makes up Zuhr prayer? Thank you, the 4 rak'ah. And the Prophet said there is no prayer without what? Fatiha. So if that means each of the rak'ah is counted as part of Zuhr prayer. Is counted as part of the prayer. So if each rak'ah is counted as part of the prayer, that means if we do not recite Surah Al-Fatiha in any of the rak'ah, we don't have that word. We don't have that salah. Do we understand? But here we need to take note. This obligation is general for the imam. Is also general for the individual. Is general for the follower in silent recitation prayer. But in loud recitation prayer, I told us that some of the scholars said the imam takes your what? Your Fatiha in loud recitation prayer. Do we understand? That is the first 2 rak'ah of when? Maghrib prayer, Isha prayer, and what? Subhi prayer. Now, ويسن الزيادة عليها في الركعتين الآخرتين أيضا أحيانا. It is also sunnah to add on it. Add on what? Surah Al-Fatiha. Do we understand? In the last 2 rak'ah, also sometimes it is sunnah to add on Surah Al-Fatiha in the last 2 rak'ah, also somewhat sometimes. That means the last 2 rak'ah of Isha prayer, the last rak'ah of Maghrib prayer, the last 2 rak'ah of Zuhr prayer, the last 2 rak'ah of what? It is sunnah for me to sometimes add surah after what? Fatiha. Because of that hadith. And there is a man, and anytime he pray, he must recite what? Qul hu Allah. In all his prayer, throughout his prayer, he must recite Qul hu Allah. And the Prophet ﷺ did not do what? He did not condemn him. Do we understand? ولا تجوز إطالة الإمام للقراءة بأكثر مما جاء في السنة. So this is where some people will hold me regarding what I said last week concerning one man that used to recite what? Surah Al-Baqarah is Subuhi prayer. So Sheikh said, it is not permissible. Wala tajuzu. It is not permissible. Italatul imam. For the imam to prolong lil qira'a, the recitation, bi akthari mimma ja'a fi sunnah, more than what actually came in the word, in the sunnah. Do we understand? فَإِنَّهُ يَشُكُّ بِذَلِكَ عَلَى مَنْ قَدْ يَكُونُ وَرَاءَهُ. For verily, by doing that, he would cause what? Difficulty to some of those behind him. Min rajulin kabir, of old people, fi sin. Min rajulin kabirin fi sin, of a man that is old in what? In age. Aw marid, or a sick person. Aw imra'atin laha radi', or a woman that has what? A baby that she is nursing. Aw dhil haja, or one who wants to ease himself. Do we understand? So now, anybody that is going beyond the sunnah recommendation in terms of what? Prolonged, in terms of qira'ah, will say, no, this person is contradicting the way the Prophet prayed. The scholars even said, even the sunnah, again, the sunnah recitation, you also need to consider these people mentioned. I hope you are getting it. Because sometimes there might be old people, there might be people that are sick, people who want to ease themselves. So you cannot actually keep them reciting the Quran, you will not feel it. But this by extension is telling us that we should not use people for what? For muraja. Do we understand? May Allah continue to that. But only you, if you like, divide the Quran into two. In the first rakah you recite 30, the second rakah you recite 30, no problem. But when you are praying behind people, the sunnah is that you should consider the nature and the condition of people that are praying behind you. Al-jahru wal-israru bil-qira'ah. Wato, loudness. Do we understand? Wal-israr, and silence bil-qira'ah, in recitation. What's the meaning of loudness? Speak out, go. What's the meaning of silence? You should not talk. You should be looking. La. Thank you. The lips should be what? Shaking. Because you see some people, they are praying, they'll be as if they are thinking. No, in prayer, they don't say you should meditate. What they say you should recite. So don't be like as if some people will not say anything. You will be surprised, you'll be expecting their lip to shake, at the end you just hear Allahu Akbar. La. This is not the sunnah. You should hear yourself at least. So if you are this loud recitation and silent recitation, the scholar said it is sunnah. So that means if I forget to recite loud where I'm supposed to recite loud, or I forget to recite silent where I'm supposed to recite silent, my prayer is intact. Are we together? My prayer is what? When Akhdari, they told us that what? Loud recitation is addition. Silent recitation is what? They look at volume and what? Low. You know, when you add volume, what are you doing? You have increased. When you are silent, what have you done? But the scholar said this one is sunnah. Do you understand? Even though they also stress that a person should not do that word intentional. Because the Prophet recited loud where he was supposed to recite loud. And he also recited silent where he was supposed to recite what? At the end he now said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni. So you cannot come and meet me that Isha prayer you want to do your own silently. No, we will not take that. Because the Prophet says, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni. But if it is out of forgetfulness, we say no problem, as the scholar said. وَيَجَرُ بِالْقِرَاءَةِ فِي صَلَاةِ الصُّبْحِ. He should recite aloud in Subhi prayer. Wal Jum'ah, and also Jum'ah prayer. What's the meaning of Subhi prayer, Jum'ah prayer, Wal Eidain, and the two Eid? What's the meaning? What's the meaning of this expression? That means all the prayers, Kena. In Subhi prayer, both the first and second rakah. In Jum'ah prayer, both the first and second. In Eid prayer, both the first and second. Wal Istisqa, prayer for seeking rain. You recite what? Aloud. Wal Kusuf, prayer for what? Eclipse. We know when moon and sun what? For all of these prayers, you don't do them silently. You did them what? Aloud. وَالْأُولَيَيْنِ مِنْ صَلَاةِ الْمَغْرِبِ, and the first 2 rakah of Maghrib prayer. وَالْعِشَاء, the first 2 rakah of Isha prayer also. وَيُسِرُّ بِهَا فِي صَلَاةِ الظُّهْرِ وَالْعَصْرِ, and he should recite silently in Zuhr prayer, wal-Asri, and Asri prayer. وَفِي الثَّالِثَةِ مِنْ صَلَاةِ الْمَغْرِبِ, in the last rakah of where? Maghrib prayer, the 3rd rakah of Maghrib. وَالْأُخْرَيَيْنِ مِنْ صَلَاةِ الْعِشَاء, and the last 2 rakah of what? Isha prayer. وَيَجُوزُ لِلْإِمَامِ, please underline this word, it's very important. وَيَجُوزُ لِلْإِمَامِ, it is permissible for the Imam and يُسْمِعَهُمْ al-ayata ahyana, to sometimes make the followers hear what he recites fi salati sirriya, in silent prayer. It is permissible for the Imam to sometimes, underline that word, make the followers to hear what he recites in what? Silent prayer. But as for the follower, it is not permissible, and it will never be permissible for him to recite what? Aloud. The only place it is permissible for the follower to talk aloud is when he's saying what? Do we understand? So, but you see some persons, they will be close to you. As in the last 2 rakah, thank you, they will be, no, that one is not for you. It's not for you, it's not for me, it's for who? The Imam. Please let us take note of that. The Prophet ﷺ used to do that. وَأَمَّا الْوِتْرُ وَالصَّلَاةُ اللَّيْلِ, but as for witri prayer, وَالصَّلَاةُ اللَّيْلِ, and night prayer, فَيُسِرُّ فِيهَا تَارَةً وَيَجْهَرُ تَارَةً. Are we together? He should sometimes recite silently. وَيَجْهَرُ تَارَةً, and at other times he should recite what? Aloud. Even though the one that the Prophet ﷺ did most was what? Loud recitation at night. So this loud recitation, how is he going to be? وَيَتَوَسَّتُ فِي رَفْعِ الصَّوْتِ, he should be moderate in raising what? I hope you are getting the concept. It's not that you be shouting such that you be disturbing people that are what? Sleeping. That are sleeping. No, we don't do that. It's very important. May Allah continue to guide us. Tartilul Qira'ah. Now,
this area of Imam making a loud recitation in silent one so that the followers can, like how many verses?
Some verses. Some of the verses. Not all of the verses. Do you understand? Like if he's reciting Wal Asr now, he can bring out Wal Asr. Illa alladhina amanu. You can see? It's not all the verses, but he'll be touching them. So that people behind him will know that in this rakah, he recited Wal Asr. In this rakah, he recited what? So and so surah. I hope you understand. Tartilul Qira'ah, reciting the Quran slowly. That's enough tartil. Reciting the Quran what? Slowly, one after the other. Was sunnatu, the sunnah, an yurattil al-Qur'ana tartila, is that he should recite the Quran slowly. Who should recite the Quran slowly? The Imam. Is it only the Imam that is praying? And the individual too. La hadhan, it should not be too stopping. That's the meaning of hadhan. Like the way, we read poem. Do you understand? تمسك بحبل الله واتبع الهدى ولا تك بدعيا لعلك تفلح. This is not how you should be stopping. If you stop on a particular ayah, do you understand? You should breathe, go. And it's not that you should say إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ قَدْرٍ. Don't be reciting Quran like that. Do you understand? That's not how you should. Because they say you should recite 13. Does not mean that you should be reciting it what? Like this. وَلَا عَجَلَ. And it should not be too hasty. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. لا. أعوذ بالله. Are we together? So we are not saying Inna anzalnahu. Oh, we are not doing it like that. We are also not say inna anzalnahu fi laylatin qadrin wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. That's not you know this one is under what? Condition or necessity. But by default, your recitation should be what? Slowly, not that you are over too stopping, and you are not too what? Meaning you should be in between. Wa alaikum salam. It's not proper. The aim of Tahajjud is not to finish the entire Quran. Because sometimes in trying to finish the entire Quran, we will now be changing the meaning of the Quran. After the words will just change, alter them because we want to finish the Quran. I don't know, is it by force to finish Quran? It's not by force. Fattakullaha mastata'tu. Take it gradually. For people, no, but some people that's what they like. Some people that's what they like. Bel qira'atan mufassara harfan harfan. Rather, its recitation should be clear. That's the meaning of mufassara. Rather, its recitation should be what? Clear. Harfan harfan. Later by what? Later. So that we will know what is what? Saying. وَيُزَيِّنُ الْقُرْآنَ بِصَوْتِهِ. It should decorate, function the Quran, which is what? It is what? So that, and you know the best way you can function your voice is by reading the Quran with what? With tajweed, and also using nice voice. Force yourself to use nice voice. Do we understand? Don't use voice that people will be, even before people that are praying, thank you, people behind you will be tired. وَيَتَغَنَّى بِهِ. It should recite the Quran in a good manner. فِي عُدُودِ الْأَحْكَامِ, sticking to what? The limit of the rules al-ma'rufa that is known عند أهل العلم, to the scholars of knowledge, to the scholars, بالتجويد, as what? Tajweed. So meaning as you are reciting, you should stick to the rules of what? Tajweed. Can see ba? The rule of tajweed in inna anzalnahu. Inna anzalnahu. You know there is there was the rule of tajweed there. Anza. That is ikhfa. So that means we are going to do what? Gunna there. So that means you cannot come and say inna anzalnahu fi la. Where did you put the gunna? It has to be inna anzalnahu. You can jump that madda because it's maddu madda jaizul munfasil. Jaizul munfasil you can make it 2. But if it is wajibul muttasil, it has to be what? 4 at least. Do we understand? ولا يتغنى به على الألحان المبتدئة. It should not beautify it, in newly innovated tones. It should not beautify it in newly what? Somebody will say, what is that one? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You can see that there is a problem here. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. This one is you have gone beyond the limit. I hope you are getting it. Although some people used to recite as if they are singing. You know those people? Hasibuna Allah wa ni'mal Mawla. May Allah continue to guide us. Wala ala al-qawanini al-musiqiyya. No, in the manner of what? Music. You don't recite Quran as if you are singing music. A'udhu billah. Nah. But we know some people who do that.
Yes.
And for the fact that those people are doing that does not mean that it's what? It's correct or it's permissible. For him now? May Allah continue to guide us. Because of time, the last portion, Al-Fathu al-Imam. Al-Fathu al-Imam. Very important portion. Correcting al-Imam, the Imam. Correcting who? The Imam. Imam in recitation, in terms of mistake, is divided into 2. Imam in recitation, in terms of mistake, is divided into how many? 2. We have what we call Lahnul Jali. And Lahnu Mada al-Khafif. Lahnul Jali is the greatest of all the mistakes. What does it mean? That mistake that alters the meaning of what? Of the verse. So any mistake that alters the meaning of the verse, of a particular verse, will not allow the Imam to bring him back. Do you understand? Meaning, we will do what? We will correct him. But if the mistake does not alter the meaning of the Quran, we will just leave it. I hope you understand. That one is lahnu mada. Like غيري. Instead of غير المغضوب, the Imam says غير المغضوب. Does it change the meaning? It doesn't change the meaning. We'll leave him like that. Do you understand? غيري is a غير. We will leave him. Do you understand? There will be no need to correct him. So that the question will not be what? Maybe after prayer you will draw his attention to it. So any mistake, I'm not saying that we will not correct Lanul Khafifu, but it shouldn't be what? It shouldn't be too much. Once in a while we should just allow the Imam to go. Sometimes it could be as a result of what? Thank you. Slip of tongue, as they used to say. So now, when will we correct the Imam? Even now, okay.
The place of sword, Thor, they use sin.
And ta.
It's in Sirata.
You can see this one is what kind of la'n is this one? Jelly. Yeah, this one has altered the meaning. So we'll do what? We'll draw his attention. We'll correct him. Are we together? So now, when do we correct the Imam, even on Lahnul Jali? Or when, it's not only on Lahn that will correct the Imam when he makes mistake. It could be that he has even forgotten. There are instances where the Imam will forget. Yes. So when some people, if the Imam just keep quiet, maybe to relax his breath, before you know, I see they are praying for him they are waiting for him to just make mistake. You hear this one saying from behind, you hear another person bringing another ayah. The Imam should actually show us that he is in need of correction before we do what? Correct. And we know when the Imam is coming, he's coming, we know that he's in need of correction. When he goes, at the point in time, you just keep quiet. He will be waiting for us to talk. We know that he's in need of correction. But some Imam, when they make mistake once, they want to go and bring it back again, so that they will get the ayah. Some of us will. And when you enter like that, you see that you're confusing. May Allah continue to guide us. So Sheikh said, وَيُشْرَعُ لِلْمُبْتَدِي أَنْ يَتَقَصَّدَ الْفَتْحَ عَلَى الْإِمَامِ إِذَا ارْتُجَّ عَلَيْهِ فِي الْقِرَاءِ. وَيُشْرَعُ, it is legislated and permissible لِلْمُبْتَدِي, for the one praying behind the Imam, أَنْ يَتَقَصَّدَ, that he strives الْفَتْحَ عَلَى الْإِمَامِ, to correct the Imam. When? إِذَا ارْتُجَّ عَلَيْهِ فِي الْقِرَاءِ, if he becomes mixed up in his what? Recitation. If he becomes what? Mixed up. You see him carrying from, there's a verse in Surah Al-Ghashiyah that looks like a particular verse in Surah Al-A'la. Innama, we know this verse, right? فَذَكِّرْ 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 إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ. This one is Surah to what? Ghashiyah. The Imam might actually mix. What do? You draw his attention. Do we understand? What I want us to understand here is that when the Imam is in need of correction, correct him. Is there any evidence? We'll say yes. 20% on the Quran was heavy. When people say Al-Qunbay was obey among you people. He say I was there. He was thinking that the Quran was revealed to the Prophet. And of course, if there is abrogation, who knows that is abrogation? So he was thinking that verse has been abrogated. That was why he said anything. So for the Prophet to seek for correction in prayer indicate that it's permissible for us to correct our imam whenever he makes one mistake in where? Recitation. Inshallah, we are going to stop here because of time. Inshallah ta'ala. Now, wa alaikum assalam.
The issue of correct pronunciation.
Now,
in this aspect, I will bring example with the two ayahs similar to each other.
now,
And someone correct to say this ayah after the Fazakir in this surah. Why he will still correct it? Which is if the Imam is contemplating that is this correct? So to say Fazakir in so ayah. Surah, then you see recite the next similar indicate.
no. In correction, are you teaching? In prayer. In prayer, you are not teaching now.
Okay.
If you say in prayer, you want to analyze that Akram ya Imam. That for that you recite is Surah Al-Ghash.
Now,
Oh, Imam is reciting Surah Al-Ala. I hope you understand. In I'm broad for Zakir in Surah Al-Ghash. You are not telling the Akram no. That one you recited.
He's jumping. He tried to bring this one in this ayah.
And you can correct him.
Now.
You, for instance, now you know the surah that Imam is reciting,
Okay.
Surah Al-Ghashiyah. And he said, فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّ فَعَتِ الذِّكْرَ. You tell him that فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ. I hope you are getting the concept. But you will not be telling him that, no, that one you recited is in Surah Al-Ghashiyah. This one is in Surah Al-La.
I approached Salat like this, something happened like that.
No. It's when Imam is confused. Imam is confused, he doesn't know which rakah he is. He can talk. He can say, Jama, which rakah am I? Do you understand?
No.
The Jama will not tell him that Akramakallah, you are in the what? Third rakah or you are in the fourth rakah. No problem. Do you understand? If not, if he did not say that, they behind him, they will suffer. Do we understand? Because of lack of this question, I let some people ask prayer almost 6 rakah. It was when they were tired that they now started complaining. May Allah continue to guide us. Bil qira'ah. Yeah.
You know, here it is not indicated whether one should do complete or bad.
No.
But you know, in some fiqh books, you see they will say do complete or bad. Can one use that rule to apply? Since this is not categorically mentioned that it does not attract these words, and you know that in another version it attracts complete or bad. Can one now follow that?
No. What the scholar said
You know, in academy.
in Akhdar, yes, I know. That's the analysis you gave us. What the scholars actually said is that reciting loud or silent, all of them they are what? They are sunnah. So if you recite silent or loud in the position of silent recitation or loud recitation, or mistakenly, unintentionally, there's no you not do anything. You will not do badi, you will not do.
What if it is intentional?
Eh?
If it is intentionally wrong?
If it is intentional, then you have contradicted the sunnah intentionally. That's bad.
What
Eh?
happens?
No, that person has contradicted the sunnah intentionally, and that's bad for him. Do you understand? Eh? No, he has the prayer. He has the prayer. But he has contradicted the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wallahu ta'ala.
There is a situation whereby the Imam forgot to recite. Before recitation, he forgot. Among the Imam, one of them, this in the Imam, there is silent. After the pressure, he goes to the
What they told us in Fiqh al-Malikiyah is that if it is Fatiha, if he has already finished the word Fatiha, do you understand? You know he has already finished. Now he's coming to recite what? Surah silently. Someone now reminded him that it's loud recitation prayer. You know he's going to recite what? The Fatiha word. And loud. What has he done? What has he done? Has he added or he has reduced? He has added, so he's going to do badi.
No, what I'm saying is, instead of you to recite that the Surah to Fatiha is what? Among the various things people are now reminded.
And that's what I'm saying now. If he's done with the recitation silently before he was reminded, you know he's going to recite it aloud. That means he has added. But if he was in the course of reciting before he was reminded, he will just recite it. Even in our Fiqh Malikiya, he will not do anything again. Yeah, no, he will not continue. He will recite aloud. He will start reciting aloud. Allah Ta'ala A'lam. May Allah continue to guide us. No.
In terms of this
Ustaz,
weekly,
the class has been. Okay, now.
in terms of this weekly, we are talking Madam Brumi here. Yes, I marked that because I want to ask question.
Now.
Then in terms of this weekly, weekly in the it's in the sunnah. The sunnah or just what I mean is in terms of praying weekly prayer. It is after Isha. Then Akram, what I want to know is that if somebody did not do it, because some people they neglect weekly. So many of us neglect weekly.
Yes, I love that expression.
Then what is on us? If we neglect it, we didn't used to do it intentionally. Some of us, I'm saying this to my to the knowledge of what I'm going to. Some of us, short for so let's talk of it. We don't do it. And then they will finish Isha. But sometimes whether you have time to get up in the night and do something, they don't do it. Then what is this thing about the giving of waiting?
Now, as a Muslim,
Now,
whatever that the Prophet ﷺ was emphatic about,
now,
even if it is not what wajib, we should not do what? We shouldn't play with it. Whatever that the Prophet was emphatic about, even if that thing is not wajib, like in the case of what waiting, we shouldn't play with it. Why? Because what is embedded in it of merit, virtue, advantage is overwhelming. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ was what emphatic about it. As such, a person will be losing if he does not observe what. In fact, you can see that the Prophet even advised Abu Huraira, because he knows Abu Huraira used to sleep late. He said he should observe witr before he does what. We read it here in one of the books we studied. What's the name of that book? Tufatul Mutayyid. We read it here. We read a hadith talking about what? Witr prayer. The Prophet said, make it the last of your prayer. Don't you think there is secret? Do you understand? Even though it's not exposed to us, don't you think there is secret? For the Prophet ﷺ to say, make witr your make it the last of your prayer. In fact, they even gave you permission that before Fijr comes out, observe what? Even if it's just, they say, even if it's just what? One rakah. Just like one of the companions used to do. I think it's Abdullah ibn Abbas. One rakah. So as Muslims, please, it's not something that we should toy with at all. It is something that is part of our religion. It's something that will actually will be seeking for its benefit on the day of Qiyamah, especially if we don't engage in it. We'll be seeking for its benefit. You see, we cannot meet up with those who have preceded us because of their own life, their lifespan. I hope you are getting the concept. So some of those things that will help us to meet up with them in terms of what? Reward and virtues are, ibadat like this. Witr and other ibadat that are legislated. So it is highly surprising that one who claims to be a dedicated and devoted Muslim is not observing what? It's surprising. It's highly surprising. As such, we are encouraging each and every one of us to actually engage in observation. If you know that you will not wake up at night, immediately after your Isha, do it. That's why they gave you that license. You can see to tell you how important that prayer is. They did not say until you wake up. Because some people might not, if they sleep till Subi, some people might till after Subi.
Yes.
I hope you understand. So they say after your Isha, you can what? If I were among the Salaf, there are those who say that if a stranger come to visit you, he not wake up at night. In the morning driving. It's a stranger, he came to visit you. Maybe he came to do ziyara. He did not wake up at night to observe what? In the morning, Kasallame Shigawai. But she didn't find it. So you can see how the Salaf, the early Muslims, were emphatic regarding what? This is not obligatory after. So this is to tell us that we should not confine ourselves to what? The obligatory act alone. Those who are mu'akkikun, those who did tahqiq of tawheed, they are those who do not confine to wajibat alone. They engage in even the musta'abat. They abstain from the muharramat and the makruhat. They are the one in the highest level. So why will we be seeking to be in the lowest level? When the Prophet even told us that if we're asking for Jannah, we should ask for what? So that means our action too should follow, isn't it? Will you just be telling Allah, Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-jannata al-firdaus, and you are there sleeping? May Allah continue to guide us. May Allah have mercy upon us. هذا والله الموفق والهادي إلى سواء السبيل وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا وسراج منير محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. السلام عليكم.